Well, hi, Mark. Good to see you again.
Hey, Todd. Good to see you too.
So we're into season 2 of the CommerceCast pod.
That's right. Sophomore year.
Yes, we're getting so big. Today we have on the show John Plumley. He's the member at large on the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. He's also the brains behind the operation at ProMed Ambulance.
That's right. He's a solid dude. He's absolutely committed to everything he puts his hand to. Got to know him a little bit better today. Talk about his life, talk about his work, and just had a good conversation with him.
Yes, we really did, and really enjoyed hearing his shout out at the very end, because it was a shout out that I also strongly agree with. So stay tuned to the very end. Hear who he shouts out. But enjoy today's episode with John Plumley of ProMed Ambulance. Mark, we're always looking at the numbers behind local business, but here's a number every family in Randolph County needs to know: 39. We want to thank our sponsor, John Plumley, and his team at ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode.
That's right, Todd. For over 30 years, ProMed has been bringing world-class care directly to our doorsteps. And their priority care program is a game changer. It's not insurance. It's an ambulance membership that shields you from unexpected transport bills.
That number, $39 a year for an individual or $69 a year for your entire household, you're covered across their massive 4,600 square mile service region. We are talking about literal rolling emergency rooms equipped with LifePack monitors and critical care ventilators.
And if your insurance doesn't cover a transport, members get a 40% discount. Protect your family's budget today at ProMedAmbulance.com or call at 870-248-0911.
We thank ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Randolph County CommerceCast. I'm your host, Mark Holt. Always behind the board is Mr. Todd Baltz. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. John Plumley.
Thank you, Mark.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Me too.
All right. So most of you know John. He works for the local ambulance company for ProMed. I guess did that business bring you around here?
Actually, I was in the military as a combat medic. Met my wife. When we got out, her family was from around here. So that's what brought me here, was my wife.
Where are you from originally?
New York, central part of New York. The dairy cows outnumbered the people.
You know, I've heard that New York has a lot of rural and ag that just never gets any spotlight because of the big city.
Everybody thinks that it's New York City.
Yeah.
And my dad worked at Remington Arms. So when I was in basic training, I'd tell the guys, "You got a shotgun at your house, don't you?" "Yeah." "Is it a Remington?" "Yeah." "Well, Ilion, New York is on there, and that's by me."
No kidding.
Yep.
No kidding. That's cool. And I guess a mutual friend and fellow paramedic or emergency services, John Paul Tillmeyer.
Yes, sir.
Moved up to New York.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Met his wife up there and went back up there to fly.
You know, he and my wife were classmates. Known John for years. Great guy.
Yes, sir.
Great guy.
Yeah. Excellent medic, too.
Yeah. You know if he's close to where you come from?
He's up further north.
Further north.
I was pretty much in the center. He's up by Canada, closer to Canada. He's in the beautiful country of the Adirondack Mountains.
Yeah. I know he likes it. You know, every once in a while we'll hear from him, and he'll he sings its praises. So good for him. So I didn't know you were military. Thank you for your service.
Sir. Well, thank you.
Did you have a good Memorial Day?
I worked it.
As I think veterans are prone to do, and real service members. So tell us a little bit about your time in the military.
Started out in the reserves, not really knowing what I wanted to do, education-wise. Decided that college wasn't for me. Went and on active duty, went to Korea, then went to Fort Sill. When I got out, I did a year in the National Guard here in Arkansas. They had to try one on us.
Yeah.
And then from there, I ended up getting 2 associate's degrees at Black River and then a bachelor's from Columbia Southern University.
Through the GI Bill?
I could use the GI Bill on the first 2.
Gotcha.
It had run out by the time I went for my bachelor's.
you're a happy guy, so I guess you have a positive experience from the military.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's all what you make it in anything, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I never would have seen South Korea had I not been in the military. I mean, it's not a normal destination for vacations.
Yeah. So combat medic.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you were embedded in a platoon?
I was in Korea. I was with mechanized infantry.
Okay.
They drive the Bradleys and then get out on foot.
Gotcha.
So I was a part of the evac squad there. We drove armored personnel carriers instead of the Humvee ambulances. And then at Fort Sill, I was a part of field artillery.
Now, so medics carry no weapons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can carry weapons.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah. You can carry a 9mm or an M16.
Okay.
But it's for defense only.
Sure.
Of you and the patient.
So what is your favorite war movie? You have one?
Probably We Were Soldiers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Big fan of war movies and that culture in general. It wasn't planned or anything, but in my career, I've always, just out of sheer coincidence, had someone in the military or ex-military that worked right along beside me. So I've had very much my pleasure and privilege to work around a lot of former service members, and I've always been very impressed with. And this is something that I think you get out of the basic training and just the experience is very self-disciplined. Very much able to set a task, complete a task, and be consistent with it. And that's been a weakness in my life for as long as I can remember. So I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
So, and you met a young lady?
Yes, sir.
How'd you meet her?
Over the internet.
All right. Used to
back
be something
before,
that was,
there was these dating sites and stuff. Kind of sitting there bored at the barracks one night. My roommate had a computer, and I was like, I wonder what kind of people respond to these. Not thinking, what kind of person am I for putting one out there?
Yeah.
But
back in the day, I remember back in the early 2000s, I was working at I was interning at a job, and then I delivered pizzas, and I worked at a video store, which don't exist anymore, but worked on those on the weekends. And the manager at the video store, she got married while I was working there, and she married a guy she met on the internet. And at that time, early 2000s, I was like, what in the world? But now it's kind of, it's more common than it's probably at least equally common with just the old fashioned way.
Yeah, that was in 1998. And
really?
Like I say, we got married in 99, and we've had 3 beautiful kids and had a good time. I mean,
rest is history.
Yeah.
So she was from around here, and you moved here.
Well, she was a military brat. Her family was originally from O'Kane.
Oh, okay.
But her dad was in the military. But when he got out, they ended up back here.
Gotcha.
So.
And she wanted to move home, I guess. She wanted to be around family.
Yep.
Can't blame her. Did the same thing. So you moved back here, and how long ago was that?
That was in 2000.
2000. Okay.
Yep. So I've officially been in Arkansas longer than I've been anywhere else.
Well, I think that's a good choice you made.
I do too. I really enjoy it here.
Yeah, it's great. That's great. So obviously, from your time as a combat medic, that's a pretty reasonable move to now in civilian life. You move over to emergency services. Was that how it happened, or did you try something else first, or what?
Honestly, I was going to follow my dad's footsteps. He was a firefighter, and that's what my first degree is in firefighting.
Okay.
But during that time, I got working on the ambulance, and the ambulance was just more my niche. So
Gotcha.
I stuck with that.
I was thinking about this on the way over here. I was just out of college, and before I went to that job, interned at that job that I was working at the video store on the weekends. It was me and my roommates. I remember it was like yesterday. I had 2 roommates, and we were all talking about what are we going to do now, out of school. And one of my roommates had a brochure or something. There was a class, I guess, at ASU on EMT class or certification, whatever it was. And he's like, you can do this. He had a brother-in-law actually that was a paramedic. And he's like, you can do this. We can get into this. And then, become a paramedic. And then that sounds like a good path. I thought that was a good idea too. My family is pretty heavily involved in healthcare. I would have said yes to that. I would have gone down that path. I've gone, and he did go to that EMT school, became a paramedic, and the rest is history there. But I have never had the stomach for that. Now, I don't get queasy when I get my drug blown and all that kind of stuff, but I just it never gelled with me, kind of thing. So at the last minute, I backed out and did something else. But I strongly considered going to EMT school and giving that a shot.
This fall, I'll have 32 years in. It doesn't bother me, other than, like you say, when they draw my blood.
Yeah.
If I see my blood, I get queasy. I don't any other time. I guess that's how I make up for it.
I bet you one thing that I've thought about too is that I bet you in 30 years, just the ambulance itself has changed a lot.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, we used to run mostly like van style ambulances.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of room. And nowadays, I mean, we run box style, which it varies on what you want to spend. I mean, anywhere from like 150 to 450,000.
Yeah, I bet.
But the ones we run, you got plenty of room. Everything's right there within grass. The load systems that they've got now is a real back saver.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they'd been around when I started, because used to be you had to pick up the whole stretcher and put it in. Now they've got a mechanical lift. The stretcher's mechanical. It's all hydraulic. You put it on this lift, it lifts it up, and you just have to, like a filing cabinet, push it into the truck.
And I've been on one ambulance in the last couple of years. My son was playing football and broke his arm, and we were in Truman, I guess it was. And so he rode an ambulance back to Jonesboro. I wasn't really paying much attention to my surroundings, focused on the boy. But I did notice that, man, there's a lot. This is like I think I have somewhere in the notes. It's like a kind of mobile emergency room. I mean,
Yes, sir.
It's got everything in there.
Yeah. It's amazing what all we carry. I mean, and what all we can do. We've got a cardiac monitor, which we can shock people's hearts. And, I can't even tell you how many drugs we carry in the back of the truck. Everything from allergic reactions to steroids to help get your inhaler working again, to medications to help stop bleeds that we can't see. I mean, there's just a long list.
I bet. So if I'm on an ambulance, it's to get taken somewhere. It's transport, right? So is that assessed when you get to the location of this person? Is there ever an instance to where there's so much on that ambulance that it just comes there, does the trick, and then everybody goes home? Or is it always a ride somewhere? It's always a transport?
They're working on doing treat in place right now, getting all that ironed out at the state level. It's coming to where we could show up, maybe give you an IV fluids if you're dehydrated, maybe just give you a breathing treatment, and then release you. But right now, pretty much if we show up and we do treatment, we've got
to give you
take
a ride
you with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But back to your start of this. So you started in, I guess, as a combat medic. Does that mean you come into the civilian service as already a paramedic, or did you start at the bottom rung and then?
I got my EMT when I went to combat medic school.
Okay.
But I couldn't find a refresher course in South Korea. So then I lost my EMT certification. So I had to get it again when I got out.
Gotcha.
And then I worked for a while as an EMT and missed the things I could do as a medic. So I went back and got my paramedic.
Gotcha. So full paramedic. Okay. And firefighter.
Yes, sir.
All right. Which I think a lot of people, my buddy's brother-in-law that I told you about, he's that too. He's a paramedic and firefighter. But you work for ProMed. Everybody knows this. It's going to be listening, or they should. Y'all have a wonderful facility out on Highway 90 or Thomasville, whatever you want to call it there. But that's fairly new. That was put in place when? 2024? Is that right?
I think it finished in 2024, I believe.
Okay.
Our owner had always said, hey, city gives me long enough to make that type of investment. They renewed our contract for 10 years. So immediately he went to work on building us the station we deserved. And beautiful station.
Absolutely, it is. It is. I only wish it was closer to the front, but the fire station's in front of you, so I get that. That's not a big deal there. But it is so nice that you almost want to show it off more than being back behind the fire station. But it was y'all were over there closer more to the hospital on Highway 90, but is it triple the size? I mean, I can't even, it's almost incomparable of how much bigger
it's
it
not.
is.
I mean, we had 4 bedrooms in the old one. We've got 6 in this one. Could park 3 ambulances indoors. We can park 6 indoors on this one and have a indoor wash bay so that we can wash the truck no matter the weather. We have our own classroom, which we didn't have before. We always had to beg, borrow, and steal.
Yeah.
And then we've got a beautiful kitchen.
At that location, first of all, how many people do you have?
On one given day, we've got 9 people there.
9 people. Okay.
Yeah. 6 will stay around the clock, and then the other 3, it varies on their hours.
Day service kind of stuff. So what's a day in the life of one of those 9 look like, including you?
The crews come in typically about 8 o'clock, come in, check off their truck, make sure everything's ready to roll, whether it's mechanical wise with the ambulance or the equipment that's on the ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just waiting for a call. Dispatch typically, or Randolph County 911 typically tones us out. So it comes out overhead. They respond to the call, deal with whatever they're facing, transport to the most appropriate facility, and then get ready for the next one.
No, unfortunately, in some cases, obviously, no shortage of those calls coming in, it seems.
No, sir. We stay busy.
My traverse from home to work is just a couple of miles. I think it's about 2 miles exactly. And it's at least half the time, pull it aside for an ambulance or something. Now, granted, I live right by the shop there, so in close proximity, but that y'all are busy. Y'all stay busy for sure. And I'm glad y'all are there to stay busy as a member of this community and concerned for the people here. So that's wonderful. And to have 6 trucks available where previously we had 3, man, that's great. It makes it a safer community just through and through. So thank you for that. So what's your typical day like?
My typical day depends on what I'm doing that day. Right now I've been going down and helping out. We just took over Camden, Arkansas.
Okay.
So I've been going down there helping out while we get paramedics out of school. When I get back up here, usually I'll come in between 7 and 9 and just handle admin stuff here till 5 or 6 at night. If they need me on an ambulance, I jump on an ambulance.
No kidding. I was going to ask you that,
Yep.
if you still get on the ambulance ever.
Yep. Down in Camden, that's kind of my primary role down there is paramedic. Yep.
Okay. Now, is that something that I'm sure there's always, you like some days as a manager, some days as an actual in the field there, but do you have a preference there, or you like doing it all?
I enjoy the admin side, but it's also very nice to get back on the truck and make contact with people and help them out. Yeah. I really enjoy it.
That's good. I know y'all have a lot of goodwill when it comes to those people that are, they're scared, they're hurt, and always nice to see the ambulance show up, and
yeah, some of them, all you got to do is really just kind of be there and reassure them.
Sure.
I mean, there isn't a whole lot else you have to do, but that little bit, it's like I always tell all my new medics, if you're nice, you're nice. If you're not, you're always that bad guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do, how much you do, you're just still that bad guy.
Well, and then also there's a job to do there, right? Bedside manner, as they say in the hospitals or whatever, is an important thing. That's definitely going to be recognized and appreciated, or make a concern there. But at the end of the day, you're there to help this person with what's going on with the situation. So hope that you're doing so well that the future is bright.
Oh, it's bright.
Good. I've talked to your boss on a number of occasions, and he seems to be very pleased with what's going on here. So,
yes,
and I know it's in large part because he said so. That's because of you. So,
I appreciate that. We've got an excellent team out here.
Yeah,
we really do.
So you said team 9 at a time potentially. What's the employee count total for here?
25.
25. Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking probably double the 9 there. So, but 25, that's a good number. That's a good small business,
Yep. Because we have 3 shifts, so that worked 3 trucks for 24 hours, and then we've got 2 on the day truck, and then myself. So actually, I guess that's 27.
So as a small business, I know, we serve together here. You're still serving on the Chamber of Commerce, and that small business concern, although it's the primary role is saving lives and helping others, but there is got to keep the lights on. Everybody knows that. So from a business perspective, how do you see the ambulance business, or whatever you call it, emergency care, first responders? All the above are good definitions there, but how would you see that model working right now? Again, you mentioned that there's some more things coming online to where maybe you can do a catch and release or something like that. But or is the business real heavy with regulations, which I'm sure it has to be? But just give us a state of the union of what the ambulance service business looks like right now from a business standpoint.
I think there's a lot of things in the works. Not this fiscal session, but the one before. The Arkansas Congress passed the Arrives Act,
okay, which,
if it gets funded, will help every ambulance in Arkansas. It's kind of like a supplement, kind of like the fire department gets money from homeowners insurance.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be from health insurance.
Okay.
So it'll help the ambulances. Also, this rural health transformation, hopefully that'll put some money into the ambulances all across the state and help everybody out. So it's always evolving, but I think we're making the right turns at the moment.
Good. Speaking of evolving, I was curious about this. I've been really floored. I know Todd has too, with AI's integration into everything in the last couple of years, but definitely on a ramp up here in the last 6 months or so, as far as how much I use it in my job, but not just AIs, using some app or something, but just technology in general and AI. How's that going in your business?
I want to say about 6 months ago, we opened it up to our employees to be able to create an AI generated narrative, because every run we go out on, we've got to tell a little story.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of click boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And now, instead of it taking you 10, 15 minutes to type out your story, as long as you filled out the click boxes, it automatically generates one. You just read over it. I'm always moving things around because I just don't exactly like the flow of it. It's a good narrative. I just, personal preference, move this here, move that there. But it saves a bunch of time.
And I think that if I'm reading this right, Todd would be able to speak better on this, but I think that in time, that's what's so interesting to me about AI is it does truly learn. So if you change your narrative around 10 times, that 11th time it's going to say, you know what, John usually changes his narrative a little bit. I'm going to restructure this a little bit. And so who knows if that's going to be in another 6 months or when, but that I think that is something that in the future that it will get better. If it's good now, look out, because it's going to get better in the future. So they're using it for that. Anything on the providing the emergency services that is kind of AI driven or technology driven that wasn't here just a short time ago?
Nothing that I can think of. I mean, our cardiac monitors, if we do 12 lead, looking for a heart attack, it's always generated what it thinks, but you can't really trust it.
Yeah.
So maybe they can improve that, and then you can actually say, okay, it says this, I agree with this, but most of the time I don't even look at it till I've already made my determination of what I believe is going on.
That's one thing, talking to my brother, he's in healthcare and we're big Star Wars fans. And so all the doctors on Star Wars are robots. And we laugh about it all the time. There'll be one day where I walk into the doctor's office and it'll be this droid.
I would love it. Like in Star Trek, where we just scan the body and it tells us everything. Because, there's things we can't see.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if that is in the cards in the future.
Oh, I'd love it.
So beyond your time on the ambulance and in the office, what do you like to do?
Used to hunt when I had time.
Yeah, I could have finished that sentence for you. So like being outdoors.
Yeah, just sitting. It just the stress relief.
Yeah,
I don't really care if I see anything or even if I shoot.
I'm the same way. I turkey hunt a lot, but I'm a terrible turkey hunter. But everybody's always making fun of me that I've gone another year without getting a bird. But my response is just casually that's not really the point, just getting out there and in the springtime. And if I just hear a turkey call, that's wonderful, kind of stuff. But also you chose to live here 20-something years ago. For that kind of thing, just being outdoors, this is a perfect place. These rivers and the scenery, and it's a 5-minute drive to not necessarily total seclusion, but, just nature all around you. I love it. So glad you do too. So on the chamber, you have been on the chamber how long now? Do you know? 3 years?
3 years, I believe.
I think it's 3 years. And you were the member at large, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So give us your take on what the chamber, what the purpose of the chamber is, and what your involvement is with the chamber, and what you want to see from the chamber.
I think the chambers should be there to assist businesses, help get their names out, maybe help bring in resources. Like you work at the bank. Mm-hmm. Somebody needs some financial advice or something. We should be trying to help get them to what they need.
Sure.
Maybe some marketing advice, direct them to somebody that knows something about marketing.
Did you have any involvement with the chamber before you got on the board?
No, sir.
No. Would you recommend it to somebody else?
Yeah. I mean, just understand that we're trying to build it back to where it was.
Yeah.
And it's a job.
Absolutely is a job.
You can understand
share that with you firsthand there, but I would definitely recommend it to somebody else. I know you would too. And I think that's mostly because the people on the board, both past and present, that is their concern. So I know everyone's happy to see you walk into the boardroom. I sure was whenever I was on the board. But so you've got, this is your last year, right?
Yes, sir.
3 years. Yeah. Okay. What are you going to do next?
I don't know. Some people have tried talking me into being on the quorum court, being a justice. Don't know that I got time for that.
Well,
but
hope you find time for it. I had an uncle. He's passed away now, but he was a good fella. And when I first moved back here from Little Rock, he said, "Are you going to run for city council or quorum court or whatever?" And I was like, "I don't know. What are you talking about? Why would I do that?" And he said, "Well, everybody should consider that has a good experience that lives here. If the town treats you well and the county treats you well, you need to do your part and serve." And so the direction I took from that was, okay, well then I think that commerce is kind of where I'm more focused than government or politics. So I'll go join the chamber. So that's why I credit my time on the chamber was his recommendation that if you're going to get, you got to give. And that's where I see why it's important that people raise a hand and join the chamber or join the city council or quorum court or any of these groups that have a shared interest and have a like mind to make the whole better. It's important that the people say, "Nah, it's just not for me. It's for everybody." So put in your time. Highly recommend it.
Part of my job is sitting in all the city council meetings, and I can tell you that's a job. That is definitely either you're a good guy or you're a bad guy.
That is. That's well said. Yes, sir, it is.
But I really do believe that they try and do the best for Pocahontas. Yeah. I hadn't had to sit in as many quorum court meetings, but I would imagine it's the same thing.
I was talking with one of the government officials just the other day, and he said, "Well, he wasn't challenging me as if you think you can do better, come sit in the seat or something like that." He was just kind of saying, there's room for more people to get involved if you want to sign up. And I said, well, I think that what would keep me away from that is that I would feel like I could do more from a office holder seat. And the reason that is because what I have all the sympathy in the world for these people that serve or elected to serve, let's say. It's that, if I'm in private sector and I want to say no, then I'm saying no.
Yes, sir.
These people really can't say no. They've got to come up with something, to respond officially. And then once they respond officially, they are held to that by either one side or the other, and one side and the other side hardly ever agree. So
I was going to say there's always two sides, and it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. So it's a thankless job for sure. But here I am recommending people get involved, and I'm talking against it. Well, I think it's great that what you're doing. Obviously, you have a heart of service, and the Bible talks about the greatest among you will be a servant, and I think that's a good way to live your life, and you're obviously living proof of that. What else is going on with you outside of that the people need to know here? Or you got another? You said Camden. Are you doing anywhere else? Or y'all?
We're always looking,
Yeah,
but we're looking for places that actually fit our model. Ken's motto is world-class care, hometown values.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like you can understand when we went to build the building, we used Chad Overman locally,
Mm-hmm.
we used Riverbank. We want to put back into the community that entrusts their care with us.
Yeah.
Now, we can't buy everything locally, but
Sure.
we try and do as much business as we can locally.
I think that's a huge difference maker, John. I mean, that to stay local where you can, and to get the best deal local or outside of local is important. But staying local, it brings so much goodwill. It gets everybody kind of rowing in the same direction. And I would dare say that it's made a difference for ProMed, and they're getting that contract extension. And I hope they get several more on the back end of it.
Me too, sir. I've got probably about 15 more years, and then I'll look at retiring.
Okay. All right.
And then that's when I might look at getting on the quorum court.
Okay. Well, I think that's a fair deal.
Mark, we're talking local commerce, but let's talk about looking clearly at your business. Literally. We want to thank Skylar Jackson and the crew at Pocahontas Glass for sponsoring today's show.
Absolutely, Todd. Located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 67 South, Pocahontas Glass is our go-to regional shop for auto, residential, and commercial glass.
From fixing that annoying rock chip on your windshield to installing high-efficiency vinyl windows that slash your winter heating bills, Skylar's team does it all. They even handle commercial storefronts and custom shower enclosures.
Upgrade your home, vehicle, or storefront today. Call Skylar and the Pocahontas Glass team at 870-892-7676. Well, I think at this time, Todd has a question for you.
So, John, it's good to see you today.
Good to see you, Todd.
So the question I like to ask every guest is, what is one business or individual or local organization you come and give a shout out to that they've been doing well? It could have been the past week, could have been today, could have been a month ago, but someone pretty recently that has really gone above and beyond.
So, it's funny you asked me that, Todd, because just today I went out to the Little Blue Market to get a cheeseburger. And
Yes.
those ladies were busy.
Yes, it was National Hamburger Day. Apparently.
That's what she told me. I didn't even know when I went out there.
Yep, they didn't either.
But they were so busy, but yet they were so nice. I mean, they're always friendly. I go out there a lot to eat.
I go out there on Saturdays.
Close to the business, to the office, but they are always so friendly.
Yeah, they're really friendly, and their burgers, and especially their hot dogs, are very good.
Their fried bologna is really good.
Okay.
I asked her today if I needed to change.
Well, Little Blue Market, we've reached out to them, and we're hoping to see them on the podcast soon. But they are really delicious.
Yes, sir.
That's good. And local as it comes.
Yes,
right?
sir.
I mean, they're
Yes.
just right down the road, so keeping it local. Well, John, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Wish you the best. Always good to see you, and hope you come join us again sometime.
Yes, sir.
CommerceCast is a production of Fox Science Studios. We are hosted by Mark Holt and Todd Baltz. Our executive producers are, also Todd Baltz and Mark Holt. Special thanks to the Randolph County Chamber of Commerce. Music provided by AGI. You can find links to everything we discussed today in the show notes. If you have a question or a topic idea, email us at commercecastpod@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps new listeners find us. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time right here in the studio. Thanks for listening. Mark, we're always looking at the numbers behind local business. But here's a number every family in Randolph County needs to know: 39. We want to thank our sponsor, John Plumley, and his team at ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode.
That's right, Todd. For over 30 years, ProMed has been bringing world-class care directly to our doorsteps. And their priority care program is a game changer. It's not insurance. It's an ambulance membership that shields you from unexpected transport bills.
That number, $39 a year for an individual or $69 a year for your entire household, you're covered across their massive 4,600 square mile service region. We are talking about literal rolling emergency rooms equipped with life-pack monitors and critical care ventilators.
And if your insurance doesn't cover a transport, members get a 40% discount. Protect your family's budget today at ProMedAmbulance.com or call at 870-248-0911.
We thank ProMed Ambulance for sponsoring today's episode. Mark, we're talking local commerce, but let's talk about looking clearly at your business. Literally. We want to thank Skylar Jackson and the crew at Pocahontas Glass for sponsoring today's show.
Absolutely, Todd. Located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 67 South, Pocahontas Glass is our go-to regional shop for auto, residential, and commercial glass.
From fixing that annoying rock chip on your windshield to installing high-efficiency vinyl windows that slash your winter heating bills, Skylar's team does it all. They even handle commercial storefronts and custom shower enclosures.
Upgrade your home, vehicle, or storefront today. Call Skylar and the Pocahontas Glass team at 870-892-7676.